Returning to the 1960s, however, the treatment that you could expect in the psychiatric ward you landed in was pretty awful. California's Atascadero State Hospital was so notorious that it became known as Dachau for queers. Judges could send men to this hospital to be evaluated and held for treatment indefinitely while they were still awaiting judgment. Patients were diagnosed with psychopathic personality disorder with pathologic sexuality. By this time, the treatment for pathologies had moved away from lobotomies at least, but the alternatives weren't much prettier. At Atascadero, you could expect electroshock therapy, insulin shock therapy, and aversion therapy. Electroshock is exactly what it sounds like. Insulin shock involved administering a series of insulin shots to the patient that rendered him in a coma for an indefinite period of time. This coma was supposed to heal your mind and cure you of sexually deviant urges. Aversion therapy, though...
So they did this to the gays, did they?
Aversion therapy involved administering nausea and vomit-inducing drugs like apomorphine while being subject to particular visual and physical stimuli. The intention was to replicate this nauseous effect when encountering these stimuli out in the world, therefore deterring the patient from seeking or engaging in the negative behaviours they were being treated for.
It's literally like Clockwork Orange.
So they basically Clockwork Oranged people. Wow, I didn't know that. I mean, I've heard of things like ECT being used for depression, and it was a different time in medicine, but this is pretty dark.
And in one hospital in Chester in the UK, there are awful stories of patients being confined to a single room and subjected to these drugs, ending up covered in their own vomit and feces for days. Supposedly, a 3-day course of this could feel like years.
Jesus. Oh, God. Okay. Again, mixed feelings on this one because, yeah, obviously that's a bit rough, but I get those feelings of nausea when I see this stuff. In fact, I get feelings of nausea watching most things on Netflix or the BBC today. So, yeah, bit rough, but still.
I mean, that stuff is obviously evil. It's deeply immoral, but it's being used now to stop any kind of talking conversion therapy, which is intended to help you understand morality better, understand your purpose in life better, and therefore stop you from engaging in deviancy.